victory. Father time still undefeated. Wrong.
We have a two-part. Welcome, guys. There are some new laws and regulations for small business owners that must be complied with, and this was signed by the current administration. Now, this video is very important, so I want you to listen carefully, and I will try and explain in layman terms as best as I can so you can understand. In 2025, small businesses faced a host of new laws and regulations that require careful attention, from new federal reporting requirements to state-specific rules. Knowing what's on the horizon is key for all business owners and decision makers. Now, in this post, we'll break down some of the most significant changes and updates coming next year, according to BBSI website. Now, here's a look at what's new and what it means for you. Federal laws that affect businesses' operations across the board. State-specific updates. Taxation adjustments that will impact your bottom dollar. Compliance strategies to help you manage the new landscape. Now, when it comes to Uncle Sam, you do not want to owe them, because once they get on your trail, you get your scent, they won't let up. And once they got their teeth sunk in your flesh, that's it. These insights can help you position your businesses for success and avoid penalties and fines, and give you the peace of mind needed to keep your business growing in 2025. These rules, listen carefully, will affect all small businesses in every industry in the United States, with every being the operative. It did not state some. It specifically stated every. Now, you're probably listening and say, well, that don't affect me because, I got my little business, bro. Notice what it said. These rules will affect all small businesses in every industry in the United States. Now, if you don't have your business registered in the United States, you ain't got to worry. Okay, the Corporate Transparency Act, CTA, introduced a new reporting requirement for small businesses, beneficial ownerships information reporting. This requirement will take effect in 2025. Administered by the Financial Crimes Enforcement Networks, FinCEN, this law requires business to report identifying information about individuals with significant ownership or control over the company. So no more you can just play a back role and somebody bankroll your business. That's money laundering. Worse if they're earning their revenue nefariously. No, you have to register with the Federal Crimes Unit, because now if you do anything, normally it would be a state, because small businesses like LLC or S-Corp normally register with the state. And yes, YouTube is a business, TikTok is a business, Instagram, Facebook. Once you register it as a LLC, then you are right in that tax bracket and you fall right into the Corporate Transparency Act. Now, what is required? Companies will need to report names, addresses, birth dates, and ID numbers for each beneficial owner. That's the man in the background. Yeah, you're going to have to put his name, his ID, and his address and his relevant information, because if you do not do that and the feds find out, then it's not only state charge you're facing. No, you got to deal with them big boys. You got to power with your bomba. You understand me? That's how the song goes. Now, this requirement applies to most small businesses, including LLCs and corporations, with exceptions for larger publicly traded companies. So, you see what's happening here. The rich keeps getting away with being rich, and the poor, we suffer for being poor. Man, what a time to be alive. Existing businesses must report by the end of 2025, while newly formed businesses will have 30 days to report to the BOI. So if you have just started your business, then, tick-tock, time is running out. But if you've been have your business established, then I heard it's still the end of 2025. But then I heard somebody say it's until March 2025, this month. So I'm still doing my research, but y'all need to take this serious. Now, the goal is to increase transparency and reduce criminal activities such as money laundering, but this may add a layer of administrative responsibility for business owners. That means you're just going to do more work and monitor your business. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, also introduced a rule that indirectly impacts small businesses. Lenders are now required to collect demographic data on small business borrowers, including race, gender, and business size. You see that? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is also to introduce a rule that indirectly impacts small businesses. Said nothing about large businesses. So small business, are we going to continue to get the squeeze, huh? Lenders are now required to collect demographic data on small businesses, but that means they want to know where you are. Like if you invest in a company, say I own True Island and I have an investor. Now, it's my duty to put who is invested, how much money, show transparency with whatever you're investing, whatever sum, and I keep a record. And when you have a business, you got to keep a record. So say you have a business that does bathroom, you fix bathroom, you register it as a bathroom repairs. When they check your account, they can't see no strong influx of money from an unknown source or some random name. No, because you're going to have to show who paid you and for what job. So now they just tighten the screws. But in this, there's always a pretext to something bigger. Believe me, this what you see here, there's something underlying this that we just don't see yet. Because remember, when we get the news, they've been planning this like years ahead of we or before. You understand? So there's something else behind this, and this is just a ploy to strangle and wipe out small businesses. Because notice, the big businesses are not affected by these micromanagement rules. You know what I mean? You got to pay attention to what's going on, because everything, the hammer is not being dropped. They're splintering the hits, so it don't have that big impact. You know what I mean? Just like how in Social Security, okay, they know they cannot abandon or just scrap Social Security. So you know what they're doing? Say you live in the country and you have a line where if you don't get your money, you could call Social Security. They shut that line down. They say you got to go to the office. Now the office was like 2-3 hours away. And guess what? They shut down that office. So now you have no website to go on. You can't call nobody and you have nowhere to go. And you get no money. You see how that's systemic? That's strategic? Step by step. They're still doing the same things, but they're doing it differently so as to soften the impact. They're cutting out education department. You know the reason for that? Erase black and brown history in America. If you can't open your eyes, that's where it starts. Remember, they just took down the exploits of the Tuskegee Airmen, all of those people who fought black folks, and they had to fight to get it temporarily restored. But see, they push, and see how far y'all will let them push. And the more you allow them, the more ground they take. But they're doing it just like China, going around the world in their Belt and Road Initiative and just doing bit by bit so it don't look like one big hammer, but they're putting the pieces of the puzzle in place for that big strike. By the time you realize it, you're flat on your butt in the ring, knocked out. Now who's impacted? While the rule is directed at lenders, it impacts small businesses because lenders will require this information during the loan application process. So it just makes it harder for people to borrow money. Small people, small businesses. It's been hard. Look at the farmers. The black farmers in America, we never got no help from the system. And now they took away the help from the system. White farmers are crying because they don't know how to operate without that loan. Those loans that black people never got. And we had to figure it out. So now we can stand up because we fought through the pain. You know what I mean? Now they're going to have to figure out how to fight through the pain. You know? But understanding this requirement can help you, man, as a small business owner, better navigate the lending process and prepare your business for questions related to demographic data, meaning where your business at. Like, you know what I mean? Not no shell company. Where is it located? Being aware of this shift allows business owners to anticipate the information lenders request, which can streamline the financing process. So you see what's going on, and it's drip by drip. All I'm saying, just keep your eyes open. And if you got your business, YouTube, whatever, it's a plane in the background. My bad. But you need to jump on your business, because the thing is, what I heard, I'm still doing my research. If you miss the deadline to sign up your business with the Federal Crimes Bureau, then you have to pay a fine every time. So, but that part, don't quote me. I'm not sure. You can do your own research, but everything else is facts, man. You got to register your business. And then the more you put it in and the more tax you want to pay, bro. Yo, it's a... I'll see you.
I am Joy.
Pepper, you know the real G thing, huh? How I grow up, sometime the road tough, side slow. Real patriots never buckle, never fall. How they get to run, that's why. Back from the boy, who not do that. Boy, who no can't kill with joy, who no boy. Who from your soul don't know what wrong boy. Yo, and a man bust a shot him off a pack up and board. Pointed on him head back and board. Pop off him strap on him friend him for door. None of that, no assumption. I saw the ground run. Power, married to corruption. Criminal, bred from limited options. 10 generation. I see the said someone wanted man will live long. Name one. Things forever buried with no done. Name one. One good honest politician. Name one. And get a youth resilient. Back from the boy who no do that. Boy, who no can't tell with joy. Who no boy. Who from your soul don't know what wrong boy. Yo, a man better boy. And a man bust a shot him off a back up and boy. Pointed on him head back and boy. Pop off him strap on him friend him for door. None of that, you a man better. Things risky, for the misfit. Death rate fit the logistic. Chris, I want the biscuit. Be a tough crackers with the whiskey. You're not listening. Crime live here, so it's not visiting. Visitors, careful, you know what the business is. Murder, plunder, pillaging, bloodshed in all the villages. You name it, you will live in it. Death reach a door, special delivery. Nightmare, tormented images. Vengeance, bloody cycle continuing. But know you seek that, but it's no revenge. Looking at the mirror, there is no different. Man, we full of, hey, and we know we friends back from the boy, who no do that. Boy, who no can't tell with joy, who no boy. Who from your soul don't know what wrong, boy. Yup, now a man better. Any man bust no shot him off a back up and boy. Pointed on him head back and boy. Pop off him strap on him friend him for door. None of that, you a man better. No assumption, I saw the ground run. Power, married to corruption. Criminal, bred from limited options. 10 generation, passing the said someone wanted man will live long. Name one, brings a fella with no name one. One honest politician, name one who. And get a youth resilient. Back from the boy, we not do that. Can't kill with joy on the back. Who from your soul don't know what wrong boy. Yo, a man better boy. Any man bust a shot him off a back up and boy. Pointed on him head back and boy. Pop off him strap on him friend him for door. But none of that to the top. Yo, you know the thing going to suck a seat up a beat, you know. Hey man, take your time man. Boy, man. To them pepper